Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul and this is the one card daily collective reading for Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. Happy November. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, we're trying to get to 200K by the end of the year. It's just kind of our milestone, right? We all have to have milestones and goals in mind, and that is the goal for the channel. I don't know that we'll make it. I think that seems to be a little bit too high of a bar for this channel right now, but we'll see. Let's see, what else? If there's anything you want me to pray over, meditate upon, send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay, I read every comment, the good ones and the bad ones. I try to respond to as many as I can, as I have time for. I don't always get to everyone, but I try to at least acknowledge your comment. So I apologize if it takes me a while, but I do read them all. Okay, and I appreciate them. That's kind of my favorite part of this, is hearing from all of you. This is going to be a general one-card reading, right? So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during this brief window of time that we have together, right? I am merely the messenger. I want you all to remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And God, somehow I knew it this morning when I woke up. I knew we'd have the Three of Swords. Because then I even thought about what I would say. I would say, oh wow, we're going to be here a while, right? Somehow I knew it was going to be the Three of Swords. Well, there's a lot going on in this card, right? And the first thing that you think of, I think, when you see a Three of Swords in any tarot reading is, oh, it's sorrow, right? Yeah, it is. I mean, it could mean heartbreak. It could mean some kind of pain or loss or heartbreak or anything like that, right? But this card is it's a special card. It's a Three of Swords. It represents the understanding of the process of creation on the mental plane, right? What are we creating in our minds? And the reason why this card is all about sorrow, I think, is because of its connection with memory. Because it has kind of a Saturnian connection with it. It's ruled by Saturn. It's tied into our memories, okay? And I think that it's a lot of things. Primarily, it is the way that we relive experiences, for better or for worse, right? That we believe something in our minds, in our hearts even, in our souls, right? I think I'm a bit of the Chinese view on the heart and mind, that it's not two separate things. Right? The tarot separates them in order for us to kind of analyze them and do the work of uniting them, right? Thinking and feeling, heart and mind. So we relive things in our heart and mind. And this could cause us a lot of pain, right? This is the memory of past events that we are now reliving in this present moment. And we are kind of re-traumatizing ourselves, right? We are, for all intents and purposes, we are experiencing that thing again. I don't think the unconscious really knows the difference, right? If we put ourselves back in that place mentally, to the degree where we feel that anxiety, that pain, that hurt, that loss, for all intents and purposes, it's happening to us again, right? But it's not literally taking place in the external world. It's something that we are creating, right? So this card's all about understanding that what you believe in your heart and in your mind is true, is reality. What you experience inside is a literal fact, right? So if we're dwelling in something that has caused us a lot of pain, we're continuing to inflict that pain on ourselves, and then we get a lot of other nasty swords cards, like a Nine of Swords, you know. But every card has light and shadow, right? Now this card also has some brightness to it. Because if we understand how we do that, then we can take hold of that we can begin to use that, right? This might be a lot of things that we kind of fantasize about or experience in our selves, in our memories. We're reliving the past. And then it's kind of sorrowful when we wake up to the reality like, oh, that's not what's happening today. That was just me remembering the good times, not just the bad times, right? Being stuck in the past and experiencing those feelings all over again, well, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. In fact, I think this card is good for doing that kind of integration work, right? The individuation, the kind of assimilating and processing our experiences. But if we live here, if we get stuck here, then nothing actually gets done, right? We're living in a bit of a virtual reality, right? But we can harness the power of this card, this function of the human mind, heart mind, to not only visualize and re-experience and remember things from the past, let's turn it toward the future. Right? Let's understand the process of creation on the mental plane, mental, emotional, right? It's all connected. Let's put ourselves in a future situation, one of success, one of pleasure, one of achievement, right? Whatever you're trying to accomplish. And let's visualize it to the point where we really feel it. Let's unite our thinking with our feeling. Let's experience it mentally, but to the degree that we really start to feel like we're here. When you're in a dream and the dream feels so real, and it's not just mental pictures, but you really feel it, and then you wake up and you think, oh, it was just a dream, and there's kind of that sorrow, like, man, that was perfect. Well, let's do that intentionally, right? Let's visualize a future state of ourselves that we want to attain with the feelings that go along with it, and let's continue to do that and make that a reality, right? We then have to translate that into action, of course. But I think this is very much associated with like the law of attraction and all the visualization stuff that we hear about so often. And I think this is the secret to it, And most of us stay, I think, in the remembering things from the past, but we don't realize it's the same force, the same energy, the same function that we can apply to the future to bring us closer to those future states. Yeah. So I think today is a good day for us to realize how we might have been limiting ourselves by recreating past trauma, pain, sorrow, loss. Right? How we might be living in the past, misusing, in a sense, this understanding, this process of creation, right, on the mental plane. How can we better use our mental energy, mental, emotional, right, heart, mind? How can we better use this energy to get us closer to our goals rather than to keep us stuck in the past where more often than not we're experiencing something traumatic, something painful, some sort of sorrow or loss. Now, we have to experience that. It's good to, I think, revisit past experiences to assimilate that feeling, to process those emotions if we haven't done so, right? But to get stuck there, to dwell there, is very limiting, right? Really gives us that Saturnian vibe, right? Of restriction, of holding us back, of kind of a detriment to ourselves, right? So I think today's a good day to see where we might be doing that and to see how we might better use this power, this Three of Swords power, the ability for us to mentally create reality, right? What are we trying to create? Are we recreating the bad stuff or the good stuff even? Or are we creating new good stuff, right? Future state, what we want to be, where we want to be, who we want to be. The mind is a powerful thing. So let's apply those forces to future goals, even just a goal today. What do you see? What do you want the end of your day to look like, right? Visualize that, feel it. For me, I want some more soup and to go to bed. We've been sick here. My throat and my wife and my daughter starting to get it. Please send us some healing vibes if you don't mind. In fact, today I I don't even have tea or water. I have chicken soup in my teacup. So let's visualize how we want the end of the day to be, or the next 24 hours, let's say. 24 hours from now, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want your reality to be? Let's visualize that. Let's just spend 5 minutes. You can do it in the shower, whatever. Visualize what you want the next 24 hours to be like. And let's test it. If you can visualize it strongly enough and feel like you've already achieved it, and then perhaps put it out of your mind, focus on the here and now, I bet the chances are you'll achieve your goal today. And we do that experiment more often, and eventually we can extend it out to next month, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And keep an accurate record in your journal or diary so that we can go and check our work 5 years down the road, right? Anyway, interesting energy for today. I want to thank you for being here. Please check out your sun, moon, and rising sign readings. Please watch them all the way through until the end. That really helps out the algorithm. I want to thank you for being here. I want you to remember that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.